What's up, guys? Del here from Del's Projects, and it's been about 2 weeks since I first did my original garden tour, so I wanted to show you how much I've come in 2 weeks and how much this garden has grown. Are you ready for this? Take a look at that. So my rice is doing pretty good. It's pretty good size. Not really seeing any grains yet, but should be relatively soon. And check out the taro. And I've actually been harvesting from some of the leaves for stir fries and stuff. So, and as well as my own choy, which is Chinese water spinach. So I've been using those for stir fries for the last few days. And take a look at the melon plants. So got the cantaloupe and watermelon plants here, and they have absolutely taken off. And they've completely covered the trellis that I originally had them on. And the watermelon is even taking over the other side of the garden. So I'll have to cut these back a little bit. Here's my yard-long beans. Still working those up the trellis here, but as you can see, they're taking pretty well. Got a couple more watermelons growing in. And there's one more down here. That's a good size. And we've still got the little guy in the net over here. That's still growing nicely. Oh, look at that. Looks like we got another one growing that's hanging. I'll have to do something about that because it's too big to fit back through the vines, through the trellis there. So I'll have to make some kind of support for it as it grows. But one thing I'm learning is these melons actually grow okay when they're just left hanging. So as long as they're not too big, they should be fine. So over on this side, my tomato plants are taking off. I need to restake them because they've gotten to the point where they're too tall now. And I'll do another video on increasing your production of your tomato plants. My corn is coming in beautifully. I've already harvested a few ears of corn here and there. And you can see it's getting ready. So those should be coming in about a week or so. Got some more okra. Now you guys may have noticed these little red things sitting around the garden. These are tops to the storage containers. But the reason I've planted them around the garden, there's one off by the melon plants as well, is that I found out that reflected red light actually helps the plants grow better. So I put these down about a week and a half ago, and the growth has absolutely shot up. So it definitely works. So there's my basil. Basil's coming in very nicely. And then I've got a little interesting addition that I added that I found at the local Walmart. And that is a little pineapple plant. Now this thing won't make it through the winter, obviously. But it's coming along. So we'll see what happens with it, and I'll do another video when I go ahead and harvest that. So my beans are coming along pretty nicely. They're still sprouting, although it's pretty much nearing the end of their season. But you can see that they've got a ton of beans ready for them. So they've been growing for a while now. My goji berries, they've been growing pretty well. And they're extremely sweet. Well, for goji berries anyway. Got some more potatoes that I'm planting. Again, it's late in the season, but that's okay. We'll see what happens, because I've got a way to bring them in over the winter, which I'll do another video on that later. So let's go over here and take a look at this. So this here is sorghum. And you can see these grains are coming in pretty nicely. So once those are ready, I'll go ahead and harvest them, and take a look at that. Beautiful. Got my squash plant back there. Haven't really had much growing on it. It's a little too sunny for it right now. They like more shaded areas than anything. But it's coming along pretty good. Still more tomatoes. Oddly enough, I really don't like ripe tomatoes. I prefer them green. They seem better to cook with for my taste. And there's a little bit of okra coming up really nicely. Yeah, this garden could use with some weeding, but really don't have to get out too much and do a whole lot. Down here, I've got some horseradish growing, and it'll be a while before I get anything out of this, but we'll see what happens with it. Got some more peppers coming in, plenty of them. So yeah. And over here, and I'll do a separate video on these, but my moringa's growing nicely for Kansas weather, and I've got another one over here that's growing even better. And again, these are tropical plants, so to get them growing here in this kind of weather is impressive. This here is night blooming jasmine, which is also a tropical plant. So a lot of these, any frost will kill them. So what am I going to do for the winter? Well, I'm going to do something I've done every year for the last couple of years. When it starts to get cold, I'm going to build a greenhouse, which will be a separate project. We'll take another look at the melons here. And if you're wondering about the little melon that I had growing in the underneath, it's still coming in. And there's another one there. And there's the big one over there. And I've got some lemon cucumbers coming in very nicely as well. Well, that's about it. So, thanks for watching, and see you guys later.